welcome back to the channel. For today's video I thought I'm going to do something a little bit different. Usually when you buy a bike, there's a few things you want to upgrade on your bike or just change for the look of the bike, and there's a few key components that you can change or things that you can change to make your bike look faster, feel faster, and definitely go faster. And in this video I'm going to talk about the first 5, well, let's say mods slash upgrades that you can do to your bike to make it just that much better.
I actually took this boot out for a ride the other day, my first ride on this, and I'm still going to do the ridden review. I just haven't had any time to do that because I want to do a full thorough review on this. But the one thing that I don't like about this bike so far is this little, well, not the bike, I'm going to say the rear derailleur, is this little, I'm not sure if it's a guide wheel or what in there, but that thing clocks up so quickly when riding, it's crazy. And it just makes the shifting of the bike horrible. So let's get into the first thing you'll do on your bike when purchasing it. Now if you're at the right shop and you can convince the guy to do that, or they are nice to you and they give you something like tubeless with your bike, then it's a very, very nice first mod or upgrade on your bike. Now there's a few different tires you can look at. You can look at something narrower. Let me show you guys, I do have a few tires in stock that I can show you. So what you can do is you can look at a bit of a narrow tire. This is a 2.1. You can look at something like your Maxxis tires. These are a bit wider and these are very, very popular in South Africa. Most of the guys ride these. It's the Ardent Race 29 by 2.35. You can look at something like this. This is another make. Looks very, very close to that tire there. But that's something you can look at. So there are different types of tires you can look at. Width, weight, etc. It all depends on the price you're willing to pay, or if the shop owner is willing to give you a set of tubeless tires with your bike. Now I'm riding the Specialized fast track tires on my bike. It's 2.35 front and rear, so it's a very good combo. I would have liked it the rear one was maybe a 2.1. It's a very good combo to ride, a bit narrow at the back and then the wider one at the front. I always rode 2.4, but that's just too wide. I won't recommend you guys going that wide. So for the first mod, I'd recommend you guys do something like your tubeless tires, and it'll help you go faster, definitely, because you can use your tire pressure a bit wiser. You can go a bit lower on the pressure, a bit higher on some certain terrains, and that'll make the ride just so much better and will help you corner a lot better and thus going faster. So for the second mod we're going to do will be the next thing. Alright, so moving on to the next thing will be grips. Now this bike of mine, it did come with a nice set of grips, but they are not that very soft. Well, not very soft, they are not that soft. And it makes my hands go numb at a certain point in the ride, and it's just uncomfortable. So there's so many different options out there, and grips can get you as hyped as these two guys are.
Marne, I like what you did with your grip on your bike.
Yeah, nice green grip. I also like your red ones. It's epic. If you want some, any color grip, green, blue, purple, red, you can contact Ruan at Epic Cycles. You can supply you with any color to your need. It fits your bicycle. I like this green one, so I'll fit it in.
The reason I say grips is because you can customize your bike, making it look very nice with red, green, purple, any type of color you want to put on there. And with customizing your bike by looking nice, you can also make it feel nice, thus making your handling on the bike a bit better, because your hands won't go as numb as usual and it will make the ride much more comfortable. Now there's a few things you can do when upgrading your grips. You can look at something like this. They call this a base grip. You can see there on the end there's a nice little base there. That's for your palm to rest on. This makes the ride a little bit softer on your hands, and it gives you a bit more comfort. So that's one of the big things you can look at, but they are not the lightest set of grips, and a lot of people don't like this. So what you can do then is you can maybe look at something like this. These are foam grips. Now the guys from ESI, Supercars, there's a whole bunch of manufacturers making silicone grips. Now these are super difficult to get on. There's a technique that I've shown you guys on one of my videos, but they're super difficult to get on, but they are nice and soft. They're soft on the hands. They don't last too long, but it makes your bike look super cool and definitely a plus for rider comfortability. Now if you're like me, I don't have the biggest hands, but I do have quite big hands. And most of the times when you've got a normal grip on your bike, the thickness of this grip grip is not enough. So it feels like you're gripping the handlebar itself, and that indirectly causes your hands to start going numb in your fingers, and it hurts a little bit. So what you can do is get to a shop, ask them for wider or enduro grips or anything that's a little bit bigger. Now I hope the camera shows this as good as it is, but you can see there's a big difference in width of these two. This one is actually a lot wider than this one, the thickness of that. And what's nice about this, it makes the whole grip on your handlebar just a bit fatter, so you can feel you're holding onto the bar a little bit better, and giving you a bit more comfort, because what happens now is the roundness of the grip rounds out your hand a lot better, and that makes the ride so much better. Now I've ridden some of these and I'll definitely ride them again. Obviously not the brown, I don't think the nicest looking color, but anyway, so I'll definitely ride these again. So tip number 1, tubeless. Tip number 2, or mod or upgrade number 2, will definitely be looking at your grips to make your bike ride better, feel faster, and will help you go faster, because you're handling your bike a lot better because you don't have any numb hands. So let's move on to tip number 3. Now if you're like me and you like looking at the small things on a bike, or the little details that will make your bike just pop a little bit and make it just look nice, this is a super cheap mod and I'll say upgrade that you can do on your bike. We'll be exchanging these little things on your bike, the little valve caps, to something like this. I hope you'll see the shape on this, because this is super cool. It's a little KCNC aluminium end cap. You get this in Schrader and Presto valve. It just makes the bike look super cool. You get them in anodized red, black, blue, any color that you can think of. They're about 100 Rand. So it's about $8 or something like that. So it's super cheap, and it will make your bike just look super good. And now for upgrade number 4. The fourth mod that you can do to your bike or upgrade would be something like this, and I recommend everybody do that to their mountain bike. It's they call it the chain slap or chain stay protector or whatever, and it goes here. It goes there on your bike where the chain usually hits onto the frame. Now this bike it comes out of the factory with this. They actually put it on there, so when you buy it you've already got a little rubber piece on there, but it's only on the top, so your chain can still hit you on the inside or maybe on top or your frame or whatever. But I'd recommend do something like a chain slap. It just makes the bike look a little bit better. It protects it a lot. You won't actually believe how much this protects your bike, the frame and the paint on there. And basically when there's just oil on your chain, you can just take this off, wash it, put it back so it doesn't spill onto your frame ever. So yeah, it's the first one we're going to do is tubeless. The second one will be something like your valve caps to make the bike look nice. Then the grips. Number 4 will be something like a chain slap to make your bike just be protected that a little better. What you can do as well, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on my bike here. Let's see if we can catch that. You can see how that part is matte and then this part is gloss. You can see there, you can see the line. That's actually a protective film or sticker that's been put onto this bike. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take more of that. I'm going to stick my bike here at the back. I'm going to stick it here on the insides of my frame, and then obviously I'm just going to stick it on the top tube here. So when your handlebars swing around, then you know you won't have any, well, I won't say it'll be 100% better, but you might just prevent your bike from getting a small scratch or anything on the top tube. So that's on protection of your bike. And then the fifth little tip I'm going to give you guys, mod or upgrade that you can do, is I always do this to my bike. I put on a carbon seat post. You won't believe how much difference that makes in the ride comfortability, the look of your bike, and obviously just the weight of the bike as well, because the seat post from aluminium to carbon can make a massive difference. What I've got on here is just, forgive the little mod I did here. I actually put on this light the other morning when I went riding, but I couldn't find the bracket. So I just took 2 tubes, a little tube, 3 parts, put it onto the cable tie, Bob's your uncle. But anyway, I've got a nice looking carbon seat post on here. It's a 0 degree offset, so there's no setback on this or anything. 0 degree on that. Looks super cool on any bike. You can't tell me a carbon seat post won't look nice. So that's the fifth little tip I'm going to give you guys. Slap on a carbon seat post, or just a better seat post, better aluminium, better material seat post to make the ride just feel a lot better and save some weight on your bike. And tip number 6 is not actually a tip or what I'm going to give you guys. But usually when you buy a bike, make sure that you get a setup with the bike. A setup is super important to make your bike ride better, feel better, and definitely help you to go faster on any type of terrain if your setup is right on the bike. So guys, I'm going to do some motivation and then I'll see you guys in the next video. Alright guys, the motivation for today is just something a bit out of my heart I want to share with you guys, and it's about reaching out to other people and putting yourself in someone's shoes. In my past I was one of those people that usually I was quick to judge someone, and if I see something and I'm like, oh, that guy can't pay me but he's doing this and that and that, going on holiday or whatever, but at the end then somebody actually took that person on holiday or someone bought that for that person. So we never know what the story is inside someone else's life and what the story is within their story. So I want to encourage you guys, rather try to understand someone or be blunt and just ask someone, be upfront and tell them, listen, you owe me this money but you can't do that, or you said you'll help me to do this but you didn't, and something I've been struggling with a lot this last 2 or 3 months, especially in this lockdown period when well, now that we can go out to cycle, and in the beginning, before that as well, then people would invite me to go cycle with them, and then I'll always have an excuse, and because I wasn't feeling good within myself, and there was a lot of stories coming from every side and people saying this and that, and I want to encourage you guys, be the rock for someone, be the guy that reaches out to someone else and make sure that they are alright. The more we can expand our circle of caring and love and making sure people are fine, the more it will come back to us as well. And you don't have to do something to get it back. Remember, we always give without asking, but at a point that whole circle will include you as well. And even if you're the guy starting that or the girl starting that, just continue being the one that cares, being the one that picks up the phone and just sends an SMS, and never be the one to say something bad about someone else. Don't judge someone at all. We never know what's going on in someone else's story, and if you're feeling there's something that you're struggling with towards someone else, talk to them, and I promise you, we are all human, and 10 to 1 that guy will understand as well and tell you that it's fine and let's work something out. I want to encourage you guys, be strong, stay safe, and never say never.